how to overcome difficulties in relations. It can be very painful relations, but it can be so beautiful. Love can be so liberating, can be such a support. We need always to come from a point of responsibility. Are you really allowing each other to support each other to be authentic beings? Or are you still playing games that come from the wounds of your childhood? And what we want as a couple to do, as a partner, is to release these boundaries and strategies of self-defense, so we don't project and we don't react, and we start to meet in a space where we can share honestly how we feel without attacking, and how we communicate our true needs, and to see where we can meet and to support each other to grow. So, a very important thing is to learn how to communicate your true feelings and your true needs. This authentic communication will help your relation to go to a different level of intimacy and to transform what normally we are addicted to, the same type of conflicts and the same type of communication that normally they are destructive and separate each other from each other, to a point of true meeting. And for that you need to have discipline, and for that you need to have strong willingness, and for that you need to have love for truth. So first of all, and I will give very short steps, communicate your true feelings, be responsible for that. I feel sad, and then you point the fact. You don't say you did this, you point the fact. I feel sad when someone shouts to me, because at the end it's not about who shouted to you, it's about the action itself. So you don't say you shouted to me, no, you point the fact. I am sad when someone shouts to me, and when this happens I close myself, or I become angry and I lose myself, I want to kill someone, whatever it happens to you. You explain, you expose your feelings, and then you give a possible solution. I would like for us to find a way to speak more calm, or whatever the situation needs. And then and you use this process every time, even if the other one still attacks you, till one day you really face your relation, till one day you really face why you are there. And then you need to start communicating your own needs. I have a need of being recognized. I have a need of true space to be heard, to be listened by you. For me, it's very important that I can speak without being judged or criticized. Second tool is how to share. So it would be fantastic that every day, at least one time a day, normally at night, you could meet, both of you, and you could give 3 minutes or 5 minutes for one partner to share authentically how they feel, not what you did to me, it's how I feel in this day. And the other partner doesn't say anything, doesn't give any advice, doesn't say I feel the same. You just listen, and you don't interrupt. You shut your mouth. Even if you have a strong will, to react, to say something, you just stay present and you hold the space. And then when this person ends, you do the same. If you can do this every day, because sometimes it's very demanding for people, you can do at least one per week or at least one per month. That is nothing. If you really want to work in opening true space for intimacy, it's very important. And when you speak when you share. You don't use what other people were saying to give them subtle advices, disguised message. No, you speak only about yourself. Is the only way. Otherwise, you are still playing the game. The game, do you know what? Of power, of competition. And it's very sad, because at the end we don't want that, but we are addicted to that, even between partners. I see most of the time in couples and in friends and in co-workers, and that people don't know how to listen. People don't know how to support each other. They are so eager to make their point correct. They are so eager to attack. They are so eager to defend themselves that they totally lose what they really want, what they really long, that is true meeting. And it's so sad. And it's so painful. So this is one of the most important things that we need to do, to learn how to listen each other from a true space where your mind is not already projecting the answer and attacking inside. Even if you don't, first step is not to interrupt the other. But if inside you are interrupting the other person, if you are attacking the other person, if you are judging the other person, if you are analyzing the other person, what you are doing in a very deep space of true connection, deeper than these dialogues and emotional meetings, you are in your soul level doing this attacking and criticizing. Even if in a conscious way, we realize it, we feel it. That's why so many people say they don't trust each other, because of this. Because you are still doing this inside of yourself. The more you practice to just be present to each other and to really stay there and allowing the feelings to come, but to breathe and allow them to just pass through, not catching them. The more you just hold the space for true sharing, the more you will see how true intimacy starts growing. So the next tool that I would like to expose to you, to explain to you, is moments of solitude, even if you live in the same house. Solitude in a relation is one of the most important tools that you can use to support yourself. Why? Because only when we are in totally solitude, we can come truly to our presence. Otherwise, we are always in this interaction, direct interaction. That's why I always recommend at least once a year a retreat where you isolate yourself. For example, vision quests, silence retreats, anything that helps you go into the jungle, where we work, where we stay each person alone for 11 days. Because in moments of solitude, you can totally relax because you don't have any direct interaction. And only by that deep and step-by-step relaxation that doesn't happen at the first day, as the same way that happens on the 4th and then on the 10th day. Only by that deep relaxation in truly who you are, you can start to come to places where you can really work with yourself, where you allow things to rise from a very deep space of unconscious, and where you can start to give more space for your true essence. So in daily life, if it's possible, every day you need to find time at least to be at least 5 minutes a day totally alone, with just breathing in, breathing out, and focus meditation. This is very important. Where you can, it's not doing sports, it's not learning, it's not to be on the phone, it's not even visualization. It's not even focusing, it's just breathing in, breathing out. And you train your inner observer when the mind attacks, when the story comes, when some big emotion comes. You just sit inside of yourself and you really observe what is going on, and you just let go. This is very important so you can practice your true presence and you can sustain this in daily life. If it's possible, you sleep alone at least one night per week. So if you only have one bedroom and one living room, you can change week per week. If you have 2 rooms or office, maybe you can go there. And why? When we allow ourselves to go into deep solitude and to sleep, from that space we can see how we relax, first of all, or how we miss the other person. Or we can give space just to do whatever we want. And this is very important. That is a conscious decision that we have a strong date, a day or a night just for that. It's a conscious decision to be only with ourselves, where we give the permission to ourselves and to the other to be free from the relation. It's very important, and it doesn't become an action of isolation or to avoid the relation. It's not about that. It's an action of true responsibility that we all need to be supported to come back to our true presence. I want to say that in a work, somehow in the beginning is painful, but the more you go on, the more you will feel liberated, the more you feel at peace with yourself. And that's very beautiful, and that's very peaceful, and that's so tender. And even if sometimes when we start to relate with each other, and we want to go into this more authentic relations, and you can see that that person can't, but just by doing your part, you feel dignity in yourself. You feel that you don't play the game, and you will see how step by step in this awareness growth inside of you, you become much more trusting yourself, and you feel much more worthy that you can sustain your authentic being no matter where you are, with whom you are. And that's so liberating, so peaceful. And only by more and more people really surrender to themselves, to their authentic being, and become and relate that authentic being, true transformation will come.